guys, my name's Christina, and today I thought I'd do a little bit of a shoe declutter with you. I just counted, I have 16 pairs of shoes, and that's for all seasons, so that includes my slippers, my flats, my sandals, everything. But I do think I can definitely narrow it down a bit. I have a few duplicates, and so I thought I'd walk you through all of the pairs that I have and tell you which ones I'm thinking of decluttering. So starting with the sneaker category, I have 5 pairs here, and I think that's a little bit much considering I'm not a huge sneaker person. I've started dressing a little bit more in like the athleisure category because of work from home and COVID and everything, but at the same time, I still prefer other types and styles of shoes. So this is a little bit excessive probably. So let's start with these guys. These are my Sorels. So I know Sorel is normally a winter boot brand, but these are actually waterproof sneakers. So that's super cool. I like that they have the knit upper. I never untie the shoelaces. There's kind of a white sole and a little bit of the gum is kind of pushed up on the back. As you can probably tell, I'm not a sneaker fan, so I don't know the terminology here. So for these Sorels, I do think I'm going to pass on them. And the only reason I'm going to be decluttering this pair is purely because of the color. I'm pretty short and my feet are size 7.5, so they kind of look a little bit big compared to my proportions. And I think this lighter pair of shoes and the fact that they're a little bit of a wider fit doesn't help with that. So the other thing is the tone of beige that these are doesn't match a lot of my outerwear. So my outerwear is normally warm toned and these are more of a cool tone, so they don't really go very well. So I think another home would get more value from these shoes. So the second pair of shoes are kind of along the same vein because they are another kind of beige neutral shoe. But these ones I purchased more recently because I wanted a narrower fit kind of court shoe, I guess, kind of like a leather sneaker. And so these ones really fit the bill. They're by Zara and they're real leather. And they are kind of a nude color, but it leans a little bit pink, which, isn't my favorite, but I do think they're neutral enough to go with a lot of clothing. And I do think the narrower fit is more flattering on my foot. So these are a pair that I'd like to keep. They do need some breaking in, which is kind of annoying. I think for these ones I would have sized down, but I just didn't know at the time. But these are a size 7.5, which is my true to size. But I could have probably gone for a 7 in these. Next pair of sneakers are my gym shoes. And by gym, I mean my home gym because I just work out in my room. So these are a pair of Nikes. They're from a really long time ago. I had friends and family voucher. I used to work in the mall, so I got a friends and family voucher to the Nike outlet store. And so I bought these shoes, so they were super on sale. I think I got them for like $20. And once again, you can see that it's kind of a knit upper, so I really enjoy that. They're really pretty green color. And the reason they're my gym shoes is actually because there's a hole in one of the layers of the knit, so you can see my sock peek through if I wear kind of light colored socks or super black socks. So they've kind of been downgraded to gym shoe, but I find them really comfortable to work out in. My last 2 pairs of sneakers are both black, so these ones are kind of almost duplicates, but I'll explain why I have these duplicates. So these ones are the classic Nike black and white sneaker that everybody has. And honestly, they're just really versatile, easy to use. As you can tell probably by how white the bottoms are and stuff, I do like to take care of all my shoes. I don't like when shoes end up looking worn out, but I do wear my shoes until I destroy them. I just take really good care to clean them several times per season. So these ones are super cute. Once again, we've got the knit upper, so that's something that always a fan. And these I think I got from Nordstrom Rack. And then these are my kind of oops shoe. So these are Adidas NMDs. I literally have no idea what the colorway is. I'll try to link them below. I bought them on sale at Foot Locker in Vancouver. So I went on a trip to Vancouver. I did not bring sneakers because it was a work trip and I thought that I wouldn't be needing sneakers. but it turns out I was walking a lot on my off days, and so I really needed them, and I should have brought sneakers on my trip. So I bought these at Foot Locker to save my feet from wearing, you know, work shoes all the time. But I really like that it's got like this pinky nudie beige color. I think that makes it a little unique. As you can see, it's got like the knit upper that I really enjoy, obviously, in all my sneakers. And I find them really comfortable. They are a little bit of a wider profile on the back, but I think that they're a really cool shoe. And I think they're cooler than the, you know, classic black and white Nikes, but I can't seem to part with either of them because I want to get my wear out of both pairs. What I'm thinking is I might, you know, make my black Nikes into gym shoes when the green ones wear out, and then these would be my kind of everyday sneaker. Next category is boots, and this is by far my favorite category. I love boots. There's just something about them. They're so cute, they're comfortable, I just really enjoy them. So the first pair I'm going to talk about are actually my rain boots. So these are my rain boots. They are kind of like a Chelsea boots style rain boot in a neutral tanny beige color. They have the elasticated sides. They have kind of a chunkier sole than maybe some other Chelsea boots. I got them from Marshall's for around $40, and they're fairly new. I always buy kind of the same style of rain boot, and then I wear them until the elastic bit like breaks away, and then I repurchase a new pair. So generally in the past I've always gone for kind of the slimmer fit with like less of a sole black rain boot style thing, but this year I decided to go for this neutral pair because I thought it was so unique, and I think it'll look really nice with light wash jeans, which is what I'm wearing a lot of now, whereas, you know, before I used to wear a lot of black skinnies. So anyways, so those are my rain boots. I think they're super cute. And then moving on from the rain boots, I have these pair of Nisolos. So Nisolo, I think it's a US based company, and it is one of those kind of like slow fashion, intentional kind of stores. I purchased these secondhand off of Poshmark, and I think I know why the person was selling them, because these are not the most comfortable boots. At least not for me. They're a little bit of a shorter boot than what I'd normally like to go for, and they are also like super rigid, especially in the back, so breaking these in I think would require a lot of time and energy, which I do not want to input into these boots, and the previous owner didn't want to do that either. They have like a gold zip and a wood heel, and you can tell that the leather kind of has natural markings, which is, I think, is beautiful. I know some people aren't a fan, but I like the look of that. And they're a beautiful kind of cognac color and almond toe. They're a really beautiful boot, but honestly, the breaking in is not for me. And also the lower profile that they are is also not for me. So I think if they came higher on the ankle, I'd probably try to stick it out and try to, you know, break them in. But because they're not exactly what I'm looking for and they're uncomfortable, I just think it's a pass for me. So next up we have my Blundstones. So these are my brown Blunnies. These are the first pair that I got. They've got kind of the side detail here and the elasticated side. Obviously, you can see the elastics kind of going bad on this side, but I love these Blunnies. I find them super comfortable. I honestly don't know why I waited so long to get them, but these are essentially my winter boots. I live in Canada, there's lots of snow, and I don't live in the snowiest province ever, but this is enough snow boot for where I live. Second pair of Blunnies are the heeled black ones. And so these ones are a little bit different. I think they're a little bit more of a feminine shape than the last ones. They've got a rounded toe. They've got, you know, the classic Blundstone kind of pull-on tabs. The elastics on this one has fared well. I am really sad though, because the first day I wore them, I like chipped them because I caught my boot in the door. I don't know what I was doing, but in any case, I've loved these. These I also wear in the wintertime as a winter boot. I will say though, having two pairs of black ankle boots, probably not the best idea, but I wear these so much that I still feel like I need to keep them, you know? Like I still get my wear out of them. So I think I'm still gonna hold on to this pair. Next up for boots are these beautiful 2.5 Poppy Barleys. So they're called the 2.5 because the heel height is, I think, 2.5 inches. And you can see that they're a pebbled leather with a pointed toe. These ones are a little bit higher profile from what I last showed you, and they have the dip on the side and then a zipper on the inside, and they're the all black version. So I think the brand calls them the blackout version. And I actually won these in a giveaway, so that was super exciting. I didn't spend my own money. And so I actually had a different pair of Poppy Barleys before this, but they were a half size too big because I bought them secondhand and I didn't know what size I'd be in the shoes. You know, sometimes with boots you size up just for kind of comfort when wearing thicker socks, but with the Poppy Barleys I don't think so. So anyways, when I won these boots I was super happy because I got my actual size, and I ended up selling my previous pair. So I decluttered those a while ago once I received these newer ones, and I love these boots. They're super cute. They're fairly comfortable, but definitely still require a little bit of breaking in. And I wouldn't wear these to like walk 500 miles, but just because of the pointed toe, right? The toe box isn't as comfortable, but for a heeled boot, they're really cute. I guess to explain further as to how I won these is one of those Instagram giveaways. So, you know, they said repost our picture and tag one friend and whatever the rules were, and I ended up getting selected. So that's how I won the boots, and I definitely say if you like smaller Canadian brands, they tend to run Instagram giveaways. That's a great way to get your hand on a pair of $300 boots for no money at all. These are one of those surprising boots, and that's because these are little H&M booties. So they're heeled sock boots. They're quite a tall heel. They're probably around, I don't know, maybe 3 or 4 inches, which is kind of tall, but I find these to be really comfortable to walk in, surprisingly. And like I said, they were H&M, so they were super cheap. They're a faux suede stretchy material, and they're kind of a rounded almond toe, and the heel is a little bit of a thicker heel, and I just find that these shoes go with everything. I used to have another pair of sock boots that I wore until they got destroyed, and I really do want to get another pair of sock boots, maybe to replace one of the other boots that I have, because I find that sock boots look really great with straight leg jeans, look really great with trousers, basically everything. And so these are a little bit high for every day, but I just love the way they look on the foot. They're comfortable to walk in, even with the heel. So I just love these shoes. Last pair of boots are these tall, knee-high black leather boots. They're a little bit of a wider fit on the calf, and you can kind of extend them to be a little bit wider. They were super on trend, this kind of style of boot with like long dresses. They've got a block heel and a almond toe. Again, these ones are super comfortable. They fit really nicely, but I just don't wear them. So these are another pair of boots that kind of have got to go. And while I'm really sad about it, I really would only wear them with about 2 dresses in my wardrobe, and I prefer the way they look with bare legs and like a dress, and so then I'd be wearing it only in like fall and maybe spring if I wanted a black boot in spring, but they're really just not versatile enough, and so for that reason, I've worn them a couple times. They're really nice quality. I got them from Nordstrom Rack. I think I'm going to try to sell these ones. Our second last category is flats. First pair up are my slippers, which I know is kind of silly to add in, but they are a pair of shoes. So these are another pair of Poppy Barleys. These ones I purchased with my own money, and they're just a suede leather slip-on slipper, and I just really love them. They're super comfortable, and I like that they're not a slipper that's gonna go bad after 1 year because it's super like that fluffy material. These are the kind of slipper that will last for ages, and I also really like that the bottom sole is hard. So, you know, if you need to run out, you totally can. It provides a little bit more support. And I guess if you need to squish a bug, there's that too. Second pair of flats are these Michael Kors espadrilles. They are leather espadrilles with a quilting detail on the side. They have the embossing MK on the front, which I don't love or hate, they're just whatever. And then it's got like the traditional espadrille bottom. I love these espadrilles. They were so comfy. I've been wearing them for 3 or 4 years in a row, and I wear them basically every single day in the summer. As you'll see, I don't have a lot of summer shoes. I have a lot of sneakers and boots. But anyways, I really love these. They are kind of getting worn out, which I know they don't look it from here. I have these liners that I change to keep them really clean. But where my toe rubs on the side, there's a hole forming on either shoe, and then this part has totally like detached. So I need to glue this back in, but they're just kind of falling apart around the edges, and they know they're not going to last forever. So I really am on the hunt for a replacement shoe because I do love these ones so much, but I'm going to continue to wear them until they truly fall apart. So last pair of flats are my kind of mules, I guess, and these are by a brand called Scandic Gypsy, and I purchased them from Field Study, which is a small Canadian business located in Edmonton. So I ordered these online, and I was honestly super disappointed when they came. I feel like the quality is just not there. I think these were definitely over $100, maybe less than 200, maybe 150. And they're supposed to be kind of goatskin leather, and Scandic Gypsy is kind of a small business, I think based in the US. But I just think they look really worn out compared to other shoes. The leather's peeling on the toe. They've always been this like super wrinkled material. And I just think that they show age that they don't even have. I've had these since last summer, so I've worn them for 1 season, and I think they look years and years old. So mules are always a type of shoe that I enjoy having, and I think that they go with a lot. But just for me personally, these ones were not it. So I'll be on the lookout for a better pair. Last but not least, we have the smallest category, which is heels, which I have 1 pair of heels. And these are Ted Baker heels from, they were secondhand from Plato's Closet. And so I got them for a really good deal. I think they're a super beautiful shoe. You can see that there's even like details on the inside of the shoe that no one would see. Rose gold details. They're a 3-strap open toe heel. The heel height is probably around 2.5 inches, almost 3 inches. So it's a little bit of a shorter heel, but it's a skinny heel, which I'm not as used to walking in. And I also haven't worn heels in probably 5 years at this point. I purchased these because I had, my graduation coming up and a wedding coming up, but then COVID hit, and so none of those events happened, so I've never worn these shoes, but I do think they are beautiful, so I do want to hold on to them and hopefully wear them at least once. They're a beautiful kind of mossy suede green kind of color, and I just think they're such a pretty, simple shoe, and I do hope I get an occasion to wear them. Those are all of my shoes. So I think we've decluttered 3 pairs out of 16, so we're down to 13, but there are definitely a few that I could bear to part with, which I might end up doing just because 13 is still a lot. So let's go through them one more time. After looking over everything again, I think I'm also going to part ways with the Zara pair, just because they are a little bit too big, and I just think, if they're not comfortable, am I really gonna wear them? Probably not. So these ones I think I am gonna part with, and I also think I'm gonna part with my black Blundstones, because I have the Poppy Barleys, I have other black shoes, and I have my brown Blundstones, which I wear more in the winter. I think these are a pair that I could sell as well. So that brings our total of decluttered shoes to about 5 pairs, which means I now have 11 pairs of shoes, 5 gotten rid of. which I don't think is too bad. I mean, if we don't count my gym shoes and my slippers, then that means I have 9 pairs of shoes, which I think is a reasonable number considering that goes for all seasons. That includes my heels, my occasion wear, and yeah, all categories. So I don't think we did too badly, and probably going to either donate or sell those shoes because all of them are in great condition and I just want them to go to a good home. And I'd encourage you all, if you are getting rid of, items that are in good condition, definitely try to sell them. And then if you can't sell them, lower the price. If you can't sell them then donate them. But really just make sure, we want these items to be loved and used and not just thrown around, maybe thrown to a thrift store. If the thrift store can't sell it, they might throw it out. So we don't want to burden anyone with our items. We want to make sure they go to a good home. So with that being said, I want to thank you all for tuning in today, and let me know your thoughts. Did I declutter the right items? Did I keep the right items? Let me know in the comments below. See you next time.